Fellow workers and friends, thank you all for coming. It's truly wonderful to see so many people here. My name is Ann Trasciatti, and I represent the Remember the Triangle Fire Coalition. Yeah! Worth the applause. I'm honored to be speaking in the same space in which Abraham Lincoln gave his stunning 1860 oration that ultimately led him to the presidency. And Clara Lemlich made her impassioned plea to inspire an historic strike of shirtwaist makers almost 50 years later and about 20 minutes ago. I cannot lay claim to the eloquence of Lincoln or Lemlich. The words that I have for you tonight are not my own, but rather those of another American hero with deep ties to the labor movement, Swedish immigrant Joe Hill. Joe Hill was a troubadour, a poet and songwriter for the industrial workers of the world, the radical union dedicated to organizing all workers in all industries, otherwise known as the Wobblies. He was an incredible humorist and wordsmith. If you haven't heard of him, you may have felt his legacy. If, for example, you've ever used an expression like pie in the sky, which he coined in a song called The Preacher and the Slave. 4 years after the Triangle Fire in 1915, Joe Hill was executed by a firing squad for allegedly murdering a businessman in Utah, a crime he most likely did not commit. Right before his execution, Hill sent a telegram to friends with the famous exhortation, "Don't mourn, organize." He didn't want people to be so full of grief and sadness at his death that they let the fight go out of them. Like pie in the sky, the expression, "Don't mourn, organize," has been incorporated into the language of labor. But with all due respect to Joe Hill, the Triangle Centennial suggests that we might tweak his phrase. In effect, our motto for today, and indeed for the weeks and months leading up to today, has been mourn and organize. Today we mourned the loss of 146 people to greed, insensitivity, and lack of respect for human life and dignity, especially that of working women. But we are not immobilized by our grief and sadness. Tonight, we move forward to organize. We summon our righteous anger, strength, solidarity, and resources into the project of making a world in which accidents such as Triangle are unthinkable, simply do not happen. On behalf of the Remember the Triangle Fire Coalition, I urge you to join us as we organize for our next endeavor, the creation of a permanent public art memorial for the Triangle Fire. At a time, and this is a real bummer, at a time when state officials are erasing labor murals because they supposedly make people, that is business leaders, uncomfortable, and that's the rationale being used by the governor of Maine. This is a radical undertaking. You can join us now and keep our history from being erased by making a contribution to the memorial fund in the baskets that are now being passed around. We are, in effect, resurrecting, or keeping alive, I should say, an old labor tradition of passing the hat for a good cause. You may ask, why a memorial? The world is full of memorials to warriors and statesmen, erected mostly by powerful entities. We want to create something that allows ordinary people like us to speak for ourselves, to tell our own story. Something that honors the 146 people who died from the fire in a powerful way, that dignifies all the hard work that women do, work that is so often invisible and unappreciated, that remembers the movement for social justice stirred by this terrible tragedy, that inspires future generations of activists to take our place when we are gone. Like everything the coalition does, this is a grassroots effort, and your support is essential. Please, please give what you can afford. No amount is too small or too big. If the basket misses you, you can donate as you leave. We will have people at the end, at the back of the hall. You can also join us tomorrow, Saturday, May 26th, at the first public organizing meeting of the Memorial Committee. It's at 1:00 p.m. at FIT, 27th Street and 7th Avenue, room A342. If you can't come tomorrow, but you want to be involved, you can see me after the meeting. Or you can sign up via our website, www.rememberthetrianglefire.org. This memorial needs you. Please help us to make it happen. Mourn and organize. Thank you.